Oh my goodness, I didn't know I was recording. What up? Welcome to the Trumpet Dungeon. Welcome to Donald's Trumpets Vintage Horns. If you like vintage brass, I'm telling you, you've come to the right place. So you might say, Donald's Trumpets, but don't be deceived. It's about brass and brass alone. My dad, Donald, when he passed, left me a lot of really cool vintage horns. So I decided to create this channel to catalog these as they slowly are dispersed throughout the world and create a lasting memory for my father. So welcome. If you like vintage brass, you come to the right place, and you better subscribe. Go ahead and hit that button. There's plenty of content that's going to be released in the future, as you can see. And yeah, journey with me. It's been a fun one, I'll tell you that much. Really quick about myself, never liked trumpets. Always thought trumpets were for nerds. Still feel that way, but now I'm starting to realize and have my inner nerd awoken. And I'm loving this journey. So I've been playing for about 5 months and learning a ton about horns out of necessity at first, and now out of passion. So wow, what a wonderful thing. What are we looking at? Well, today I bring to you this wonderful Conn 8B, lightweight artist. So with this horn, I had some trouble for a while when I first got this batch, determining what the heck it was, and you can probably figure out why. You can see on this thing that the silver is pretty much worn off in just about every single area of this trumpet. I did a lot of polishing to it to get it kind of presentable enough. You can see on the valve block, it's all missing. So, as I was digging through, I started to see some similarities amongst trumpets. If you're looking at this without first reading the title of this video, you probably realize that it's a Conn trumpet. Conns typically have this wider wrap along their when their lead pipe comes in, and you can see this too. The bracing's pretty far apart, the bell compared to whatever this section is. But looking at the mouthpiece receiver where Conn has a lot of stuff stamped on there was nothing, and almost by fluke I happened to find it, and you're probably not going to be able to see it right here, but barely on this is Conn 8B. So I said, success. Started taking a look around online, found some pictures, etc. And yeah, this is an 8B, I'm pretty sure. Feel free to comment and call me out if I'm wrong. But what about this horn? Well, I will say, this is one of those ones where I was a little bit taken back from it at first just due to the aesthetics of this particular instrument. But as I started to open it up, started to dig in, I was very pleasantly surprised with the condition that this horn is in. So the valves, excellent. All the slides move, and it produces a beautiful tone. So I said, hey, you know what? This might be a turnoff to some people that are looking for a trumpet because they see it and think, it must not be any good because of the condition of the silver plating, but it's actually in really good shape overall. So will I sell it? Will I keep it? I'm not sure yet, but probably eventually I'll sell it, but only to somebody that can actually understand the value of quality of sound versus aesthetics. Me personally, I'm starting to like these types of looks. It definitely gives it character. One thing I do not like is a bright, clean gold trumpet. I just feel like it's kind of cheesy, to be honest, just a little bit cheesy. So this trumpet right here, we're going to give it a comparison against a Martin Committee, not because they're in the same class, because they're different. I'm not saying they're different as far as value is concerned, but the sound tones are different. But I've been comparing a lot of trumpets or cornets to a Committee, so we'll stay consistent for a while, just so we can get a good understanding. The mouthpiece that I'm going to be using, look at this. This is super cool, and I don't think you can really see what it is. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's not going to do it. But this is a red translucent Bakelite mouthpiece with a screw top on there. And this is called a Conn Invisible Embouchure. So this cup comes off. It's got, what's the markings on here? It's Conn Invisible Embouchure BT420. So Conn knew what was up. And this mouthpiece has got a little bit of a deeper cup, kind of a bigger feel. One of the first mouthpieces that I started playing on, and a guy that was really helpful to me said, hey, that mouthpiece is probably not the correct one for you to be using. It looks cool, but don't do it. So I took his advice and started playing on some other mouthpieces, and have eventually made my way back to this one. One thing I do like about this Bakelite or any type of acrylic or plastic tops is you don't have to warm the mouthpiece up. You can kind of get right to it and start blowing. So we'll stay consistent across the horns. I'll use this one on the Martin Committee as well. So without further ado, 5 minutes into this video, let's get some tunes going. I'm doing Chris Bodie's When I Fall in Love. That's going to be the tune for a while. For one, because my repertoire is not that large. And for two, if you're following me, your ears will start to get in tune with that particular song, and you can hear the subtle differences between the instruments. All right, let's do it. Like it. Definitely feels nice in the hand too. I would say it feels lightweight, but I don't know, this Martin Committee feels about the same weight to me. It's hard to tell the differences. That's one thing about tolerances within brass instruments, is that they're measured in like millions of units. So just with your normal senses, you might not be able to really tell the difference of these. Okay, let's jump in. Martin Committee. By the way, that Conn I think is about a 1970 Conn. It's got the R in front of the serial number. This is a Martin Committee 211,000 serial number, and this one is about 1960, I believe. All right, let's do it up. So I've said it before in other videos, but definitely have a little bit more challenging time slotting between notes. But what do you think? Which one do you like better? You can see that barely the wrap on this Conn is a little bit wider. Which one do I like better? I think for playability, I would probably go with this one. Martin Committee, lovely trumpet, great sound to it, feels good, the valves feel good. But I like this Conn. It definitely plays very nicely. Now, as far as the projection and which is better, I don't know. So this one has a little bit more of a smokier sound to it, believe it or not. I know the Martin Committee is said to have that, but I think this one does have a warmer tone. So hey, DM me if you're interested in this trumpet. Maybe you've been looking for one of these and think you can pick it up on the cheap because of the condition. You certainly can. Probably not as cheap as you're thinking, but definitely open to offers. So hey, like I said, all the slides move, makes the pops going through for compression, and it sounds like a great horn too. So where are we at here? We're about 9 minutes into this, 10 minutes into this, and if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your last chance. So go ahead and do it. And hey, I'm rambling now, so I'm running out of content. Gonna move on. Stay tuned. Let's look out for the next video. And hey, I need suggestions, people. This is a community that we're building. And here's this poor guy, this novice gentleman, I wouldn't go that far, but this novice dude just got all these trumpets and doesn't know as much as he thinks he does. So, hey, looking for help. That could be you. So, thanks. Stop by again.